Listen to the 48 Hours podcast for shocking murder cases and compelling real-life dramas from one of television's most watched true crime shows. Go behind the scenes of each episode with award-winning CBS News correspondents and producers in Postmortem, a weekly deep dive. Listen to 48 Hours wherever you get your podcasts.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show, and in today's episode I wanted to talk on this whole thing with Dr. Dre and his ex-wife. So for those that don't know, Dr. Dre, maybe, was it last year or a couple of years ago, at some point in time in the recent years, he divorced his wife, and there was this like big legal battle going on. I think originally she was saying that she owns Dr. Dre's name or something like that, or his business. And, she overall was like, pretty much trying to get herself an easy check after divorcing him. And she somehow figured it out to get a spousal support check every month up until the day she either gets in a relationship or married or dies. And something like that, I can't support that. I can't support that at all. Like, I know people probably disagree with me. I know that there's people, I don't know how many times I've seen on social media where women are like, oh, if this man's not making this amount of money, I can't be with him. It's stuff like that where you just can't support it when it's only about the money. And it's like, my thing is this: the only time when it really needs to be about the money is when we're making money as a collective. You're making your money, I'm making my money. It's not a situation where you're giving me too much and I'm giving you too much. We're making our money and we can survive off of what we're doing. And then when the relationship ends, we ain't got to take nothing. We ain't got to go through no court battles, none of that stuff. We go our separate ways, remain friends. If we have kids, be there for the kids. That's it. That's all that I'm looking for. And I'm like, and if that's so hard to ask for, and I'm like, man, it really sucks when people, like, that's what they want in the relationship. And it's like, no. Like, something like that makes you wonder, like, did she ever really, care for him? Or was just like, oh, okay, like, it's a easy payday for me, being married to him. And then once when she realized, like, oh, wait a second, I'm not going to get paid after all of this. Like, oh, let me go take this to court and have this big crazy battle and stuff. And, overall, like, just pretty much use this man. But the price tripped me out. The price was like, whoa, wait a second. Like, I had seen it as soon as I woke up this morning, because, like, that's what people do. We, instead of, like, waking up and being active and doing whatever, we got to go through social media. So I opened up my phone, I looked, I seen Dr. Dre was trending. And anytime when I see a person trending, it kind of like, puts fear in my eyes because I really don't know what's going on. But I seen why he was trending, and I'm like, oh, that's just crap, man. And then I went on to Instagram, like maybe sometime later, because I went on YouTube and was watching. I was actually watching Logan Paul's podcast with KSI. By the way, really good podcast. Would recommend you. I think this will probably be the first like full length podcast that I check out and actually like finish and stuff. But anyways, but no. So I was watching that, and then I went back on Instagram, and then seen that she's going to be getting $300,000 from this man every single month. And I think it was like roughly, like the actual price, so the estimated amount was $300K. But I think in reality, it's like $290-something thousand. Now I know people will probably be like, oh, well, Dr. Dre is a billionaire. Dr. Dre, he has that type of money, so he can pay it. Correction, that is my money. I made that money from the Dr. Dre albums, the NWA album, the Beats by Dre headphones, whatever producing music for other artists is. That's how I made my money. My thing is this: how did she earn that money? Just by being my ex-wife? Like, come on now. I know people, because my thing is this. Now I know if there's a woman out there and she's probably, like, oh, she got to get her money. She got to get, like agreeing with it. Like overall, like approving of Dr. Dre giving her. How would that make you feel if you married a man, roles reverse, you married a man, he divorces you and he gets $300K out of your pocket every single month? Every single month. Now, people don't want to sit down and think of that. People don't want to sit down and think of that at all. Because every time when I hear those videos of women saying like, oh, this man needs to be making this amount of money, it was like, how would you feel if a man turned you down because you wasn't making that amount of money? And he's all like, oh, you're not bringing in $600K a year? Oh, I can't be with you. He was just like, you broke in my opinion. And that type of stuff. I feel like when you deal with it yourself, or you deal with something that's like equally painful, then that's when you will understand. So that's why I'm like, me to whoever I get into a relationship with, she doesn't have to worry about like, oh, my thing is this, and this is just, one thing to really say about myself. I could be in a situation where I am struggling. I don't want her to pay for nothing, buy me anything, any of that stuff. Like, let me do this on my own. Like that, because I feel like, just overall being in a situation where you're in a relationship and you may be struggling, you guys see it as like, okay, every day is like, just a hard working day. Like and I know people will probably be like, that's not healthy, overworking yourself. Well, I'm like, that's how I see it. My thing is this, I would rather overwork myself than to be in a situation where, my significant other, and I mean, yeah, you hear it, where a significant other would support their significant other. There's no problem with that. At the end of the day, there's no problem with that. But with me, I'm just like, I don't know. I guess I got too much pride, and I feel like that alone isn't really healthy, but I just don't want to be that one where I'm all like, hey, I'm a little bit short on this. Can you help me? Oh, I'm short on this too. Oh, well, I need to go get these shoes and stuff, or I need to go get me this new shirt or some Adidas sweats or whatever. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm just not going to be able to get that stuff. Because I'm like, if I can't afford it, then I'm just like, all right, well, then I can't afford it. And I'm like, and that goes to, I see it as like nobody else can afford it. And I'm like, and up until I have the money to pay for it and to buy it, then that's when I'm like, oh, okay, so, I can afford that now. I can get the shoes. I can get the pants. I can get the shirt, the hat, whatever. But I'm not going to, my thing is this, I'm not going to put my significant other in a situation where if we break up, she has to pay me a certain amount of money every single month. It's like, it's not cool. It's not cool at all. And I'm like, that type of stuff. I even think when Dr. Dre, when he was in the hospital, I think she was still like, talking on that stuff. And I'm like, man, or I don't know, maybe she wasn't. But like, she probably was still thinking about it. And so like, oh, as long as this man don't, pass away or anything. So I'm like, that, to me though, I'm like, that's just messed up. I'm like, yeah, that's why I've been like, nah, you need to go sign up for Tinder or something, because, yeah, that can't work with me. I'm sorry, but that just cannot work with me. And I know probably people will reach out to me, because I know there is people out there where they're big on, like, supporting their significant other. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, if you guys, like, approve of that, there's no problem with that. There's no problem with you wanting to give your current wife or ex-wife $300K if that's what you want to do. But with me, that's something that I just don't support in that. I don't believe in that. I'm like, my thing is this, all right, so here's the thing, all of their kids are grown, all of them. All right, now I can understand if they had like some like younger kids like that's still in school and stuff and they're under the age. Okay, that makes sense. All right, then I would, I probably wouldn't be no $300K, but I would give you a significant amount of money to make sure that you're well taken care of for the month. Like, you're getting food, clothes for the kid, all of that. But that money is going towards the kid. Now, my thing is this. what is she going to do with that 300K a month? Like, what's the plan? What's like, what are you going to do with that money? Invest in a business so you don't even have to make any money, or get any money from Dr. Dre and you could just start making your own money? Because I'm like, that to me, I'm like, nah, that just doesn't sound right. That just doesn't sound right at all. I'm like, and most likely she's gonna probably be in the, like, be in that mindset like, oh, well, I don't have to get in a relationship, I can just keep getting money like this. And because I'm like, to me, I'm like, 300K, like, why would you take that for like one? I'm like, and there's just so many things to like really talk on, but like 300K a month, like, that leads me to believe that you don't have no money. Like, you are legit broke. And I'm like, that's not taking care of your money, like, where you're having to ask 300K a month. Like, are you working? Are you, like, what are you doing on the side to where you can make your own money? Like, that type of stuff. And I'm like, that's kind of like with the Lindsay Lohan situation. Her father, he knows he's making money from this conservatorship thing. And it's like he doesn't want to go back. He doesn't want to go back to the old days where he had to wake up, bright and early for a job. Like, no, he wants to rely on other people to wake up bright and early for a job while he's off up in the Beverly Hills, living lavish and living the dopest life that he can possibly live. But it's like, nah, bro. What you need to do at the end of the day is find your own job. You sitting here relying on other people and what they're doing, and it's like, nah, that's not cool. Like, people would look at that and just be like, that's not cool at all. So that's why I'm like, I don't support it. I don't support it at all. And I already have a feeling there's gonna probably be people hearing this and they're gonna be getting on me and stuff, and they're gonna be like, well, why can't you not pay 300K to your ex-wife? Keywords, ex-wife. She is my ex. I ain't gotta pay her nothing. When that paper has been signed and established that we are exes, you do your thing and I'm doing my thing. 300K a month, that's not you doing your thing. That's you, like, still trying to be involved in my life. You is trying to do my thing. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. And I'm like, I know people probably would, there's just gonna overall be people, like, a lot of people disagreeing with it. But then you know that there's gonna be women out there where it's like, or men, whoever, they're gonna see that and think it's cool, and it's like, it's not cool, because it's like I said, if that were to happen to you, you ain't gonna be happy about it. You ain't gonna be happy about it at all. So that's why I'm like, man, it's always those situations where it's like, I feel like I don't know, I might be crossing the line when I say this and things, but she is a gold digger. Like, if we're gonna be truthfully honest and blunt, nah, that girl, she is digging. She ain't even digging for gold, bruh. She's out here digging for platinum. Like, she's a platinum digger, okay? Like, and it sucks. It sucks to, be involved in like, I wouldn't really call it a relationship now, but it just really sucks to be involved in some sort of, like, conflict like that. Like, it's overall, it's messed up, because it's like, man, you trying to live your life, but then this person is like, you can't shake them in things. And so, yeah, it makes you wonder, like, what was really going on behind doors and stuff in their household. Because I'm like, man, it's like, it makes you wonder, like, was things always bad? And then you guys just decided, now was the time to, like, be like, oh, okay, like, we just gonna get a divorce and just, get this all out of the way. But and then she was like, oh, well, nah, like, I was making bank being married to you and stuff, so I'm like, I can't let this go. And then all of a sudden she's like, oh, I gotta get 300K a month, for spousal support. Like, it's called a job, lady. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, that makes you wonder, like, does she probably, at the end of the day, like, she doesn't have, like, no skills in nothing. If you need 300K a month, like, you are overall saying you don't plan on working. It'll be funny, though, if she's all like, she comes out and she's like, I actually do have a job. Okay, so my thing is this. Why do you need 300K in spousal support? If you have a job, okay, what you need to do is work on to getting the biggest. That's just like a person that's like, I don't want to work no more. And I'm like, okay, well, how do you think Dr. Dre feels. Where it's like, you know, he might have been like, oh, I'm probably going to retire here sometime soon. You know, leave the business, the Beats by Dre business to somebody else. Leave the music business to somebody else. Just overall, you know, just sit back on the beach, drinking whatever, you know, going, just reminiscing, listening to my own pair of Beats by Dre headphones, my music and stuff. You know, he's just sitting there just reminiscing about life, just living that retired life. He can't do that. Why? Because she wants $300K a year. And how old is Dr. Dre? Dr. Dre is 56 years old. That's crazy. It's just crazy to think, like, you know, somebody like being that you know, like older and things, and they're having to do some stuff like that. I'm like, nah. I'm like, even if I was like at a young age, I still like even being my age now, I'm like, I don't want to do that now or then. So I'm like, I know people probably, you know, would try to say everything possible, like trying to defend that. I'm like, there's no defense for that. Like, nah, she overall just doesn't want to work. And I'm like, the people like her, you know, you need to be a little bit more humbled about life. Because if it wasn't for him, you know, you wouldn't be living this life where you need $300K a month. Like, nah, you would have been working at whatever Walmart, being the store manager. Like, that's what people need to understand, and that's what people need to accept in their life. If that's the job that you... And I think that's where it's like, she got pride. She doesn't want to, you know, be like, oh, I can't go and work at these jobs because I got too much pride. I'm Dr. Dre's ex-wife. I can't be seen working at no establishment. Like, no, I gotta live a lavish life. I'm like, yeah, so, you know, taking money that's not even yours originally, you know, yeah, because that makes a whole lot of sense. You know, my thing is this. I don't know how much overall money. I wish that, and I don't even know how long. Well, actually, no. They say, like, up until she gets married or up until she dies. So she can legit live her life out. And how old is his wife? Hold on for a second. Dr. Dre, wife, Nicole Young. I was about to say, whoa, wait a second. I'm like, married in 1996. I don't know why. I was like, wait a minute, this woman is the same age as me? I was about to say, nah, something ain't right. Spousal, legally separated, age. All right, let's just look at her age. She's like 40 something, right? Oh no, she's 51 years old. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, then it's all like, you know, she 30. My thing is this, 30, 40, maybe 50 years. I really don't know how long she would live and things, but let's just say it's like 50 years, right? And I don't know how long Dr. Dre will overall live, but I don't know how that will overall be set up, where after he passes, like, does she still get the money or, like, from his estate? And, like, because it's so, I'm like, then, nah, you just playing the game dirty and stuff. But it's like, okay, for the next, like, even for the next few years, that's $300K every single month. Nah, like, that to me, I can't support that. And I know anybody else in this world, they wouldn't want that to happen to them. So, yeah, that's wild. That's so wild. But anyways, yeah. Prayers out to Dr. Dre, man. It's messed up you gotta be in a situation like that. But anyways, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 34 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my page at TMossBoss fan page on Facebook. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss and win knock $20 off your first purchase. And that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.